Barack Obama, don't you just miss him so much? He loves to claim that his administration didn't have any scandals. None. That's funny because that's not quite how I remember the Obama years. Perhaps it's time for a trip down memory lane to the scandal-filled era of Barack Hussein Obama.
We didn't have a scandal that, embarrassed us. Generally speaking, you didn't hear about a lot of drama inside our White House.
Really? Is that so? If I remember correctly, Obama's administration was defined by scandals and by lies. So perhaps it's because he is a shameless narcissist that he wasn't embarrassed by all of the scandals that plagued his administration, because there certainly were scandals. Nevertheless, let's go through all of them. Do you guys remember the Fast and Furious scandal?
A sting by the feds that allowed thousands of guns to be smuggled into Mexico from the USA so federal agents could track them, find out who is operating and selling guns south of the border.
Yeah, well, that backfired big time. The Justice Department, they lost track of the guns it was running into Mexico, and one of the guns was used to kill a U.S. Border Patrol agent.
2 men have been found guilty of murdering U.S. Border Patrol agent Brian Terry in 2010.
Yeah, oops. Not a scandal, Obama? Really? Oh, and guess where another one of the guns from Obama's Fast and Furious operation ended up? In the hands of El Chapo. Yes, El Chapo. Thank you, Obama, for that. I mean that sincerely. Fast and Furious gun found at El Chapo hideout. So just so we're clear, the left says we need to disarm Americans, but then they intentionally let guns walk into Mexico, where they were used in more than 300 shootings, including one against our own citizens. And there are documents that show that Obama's ATF wanted to use the Fast and Furious operation to push gun control. Go figure. I don't know what you consider a scandal, Obama, but the sad thing is that wasn't even the worst of them. So maybe you'll concede this big scandal, Obama.
Tuesday night at the U.S. consulate in Benghazi, a complex and highly dangerous situation.
Did the administration say things that were inconsistent and maybe fuel some of the misunderstandings about this?
I need answers. Why was there no security for him?
And it got worse. The administration lied about it, and then they blamed it on a video after Benghazi burst into flames and terrorists killed 4 of our own men because of the administration's failure to act. And the reason the administration lied about it is because Obama was running for office and was running on the notion that he had decimated terrorism in the Middle East. Therefore, it couldn't be a terrorist attack. The attack here itself is a scandal, and the Obama administration's cover-up is a whole other scandal in and of itself. But apparently, Obama wasn't embarrassed about that. You'd think if he had any humility, surely he'd be embarrassed about the fact that more than 300,000 veterans may have died awaiting health care. And in September of 2015, the VA Office of Inspector General confirmed 1/3 of the vets on VA's waiting list are dead. Really? Not embarrassed by that? Obama, really? Are you proud of when your administration was targeting political opponents using the most powerful collection agency in the country? If Obama himself wasn't embarrassed about that, the IRS sure was. This is from NPR, of all places. They had to apologize. The IRS, they had to apologize for the aggressive scrutiny of conservative groups. They were targeting conservative charity groups because of their politics. That sounds like a scandal to me. Remember this woman, Lois Lerner? She had to take the fifth in order to hide what this administration was doing to conservatives. What about when Obama targeted journalists? AP reporters they were spied on. Phone records of journalists seized by the U.S. James Rosen was another one. And at this point, by the way, these aren't just conservative scandals. Liberal publications are admitting the Obama scandals are a problem. The Huffington Post says, DOJ targeting a former Fox News reporter, James Rosen, risks criminalizing journalism. So when Obama says, you didn't hear a lot of drama, could it maybe be because they cracked down on the reporters who tried to tell the American people about it? One thing we did hear about was the embarrassing $150 million website that didn't work, the Obamacare website. Millions of people were sent to get their health care from a website that was busted. You visited healthcare.gov, and the website, it put you on hold like an operator. You had to wait for hours to get in. So bravo, Obamacare. You are officially the first website in history to find a way to put someone on hold on the internet. Oh, and speaking of technology that doesn't work, how could we forget Solyndra? Remember Solyndra, the hippie green technology company Obama's administration gave a $500 million loan to, and then they went belly up? U.S. solar firm Solyndra files for bankruptcy. Oopsie daisies. Pushing your green agenda for a total disregard for financial security? Good job, Obama. That's not a scandal at all. Then there are so many others, like this report. Remember the secret backstory of how Obama let Hezbollah off the hook. Guess what? They did that to secure the terrible Iran deal, which is a scandal in and of itself. There's the Hillary Clinton email server, don't forget, which Obama knew about. Then there's also allowing Russians to meddle in our election. And don't forget, the Russia scandal is actually something that happened on Obama's watch. And we're just starting to learn the depths to which his DOJ colluded with the Hillary Clinton campaign to spy on Carter Page. So really, no scandals, Obama? Think again, my dude. The fact that you are not embarrassed about any of this, that says more about your administration than it does about the so-called scandal-ridden Trump administration you so arrogantly mock.